Instagram खोलेर no next question को first post is like TikTok is banned. I'm like, this is like God. And that was a dream. And then my manifestation started. And then I was like there trying to look for things and look for contacts and look for people. It was more like blogger. They won't call it influencer. Hadn't come yet. And content creator थे ना, blogger थे वो.
TikTok ma since मान्छेहरुको attention span पनि एकदमै कम भइरहेको छ. It was so easy to reach out to people organic way ma.
No brand, no business is perfect. If I have to find an organic, perfect, ethical place, there's zero in Nepal.
Hello everyone, welcome to the third episode of Rato Rupaiya, the podcast. This is Riya Shrestha. As you know, हाम्रो season 1 को लागि theme रहेको छ creator economy. So यो episode को लागि we have an amazing content creator as a guest. His name is Mr. Parakram Rana. Parakram is authentic. He is just so true to himself. And we love watching his videos about skincare, fashion, fitness, and most importantly, his family. So let's dive into his amazing journey together. Let's get right into it, shall we? Hi Parakram.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for being here.
Thanks
I'm
for
good.
having
How are
me.
you?
I'm great.
Okay. So I want to start with recently we were featured in a video Paradigm TV ko, and the topic was TikTok ban.
Yeah.
Why I want to start with this because this is a commonality between both of us. We're content creators and we create content on TikTok. You create content on platforms but I think that it's like a major platform for
sure.
you.
It's definitely a platform where I grew, where it all started in Nepal for me.
Yeah, so when I was watching the video, I saw a lot of, I think, just similar views regarding why the platform was banned. So particularly today, when you found out that the platform was getting banned, what were you doing? How did you take the news?
So I was very proud of myself because I was getting productive. I was trying to be productive to make a TikTok video. The irony was that, ready bhaira, I was sitting near the sun in my room. I was like, now let's think of TikTok ideas. Everything comes to me very last minute for TikTok. So I was like, I was like, let me just open Instagram, kholela, no next question. First post is like TikTok is banned. I'm like, this is like, God, dude, like so annoying. I was just like, I cannot right now. My mind was all productive. Forget about this. What do I do now? I need to be productive. I was like, I'm not looking forward to 101 messages. Message because we use TikTok. And I was like, oh, I am not looking forward for that message. I was just like, now what to do?
So why do you think was it banned? Obviously, like, could you tell me what was your perspective?
So at first, I was clueless. I was like, what's going on? Why would they ban TikTok? But I think later when I started understanding through friends, it seemed to be that it was politically inclined. There was certain people who were making use of TikTok, not in a right way, but getting a lot of attention because of it. And they were guiding people towards the wrong path, or just towards their own agendas. So, and that was gaining a lot of momentum. And I feel like the government was scared because they have been ruling for the past few years and they want to continue doing that and they don't want anyone to come. But in this case, however, I mean, I agreed with the government because the person that everyone was like hailing is, I think he's a crook himself. With his past actions that he's had, he's done rubbish stuff, and his agenda is really crazy to me. So I was like, okay, great, but you temporarily hola ban for this reason. But the government has used they've also monitored, they've also made like social media.
I think they've made some policies.
But I'm like, USA ko like TikTok le gar na, Nepal ko like ki garla, You think they will give any ball to us? No way.
Not really.
That's what's been happening.
So given that this platform was huge for your group, before I ask you, तपाईं कसरी यो प्लेटफर्ममा आउनुभयो भनेर. I know for a fact you lived a considerable amount of your life in India. So त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ हैन, how did you get into content creation? त्यहाँबाट start गरौँ न. When did you actually live there?
So India, I was there boarding school mathyo since a kid, and then I always wanted to go to Bombay to be a film director, you know.
Okay.
तर त्यहाँ एक project ma, it was a dream project for me because it had Priyanka Chopra. I was a big fan. But working there as an assistant director, I realized this is not my job. So I then switched to styling. After a certain time, I realized this is very hectic. I cannot do so much management. It's a lot of management. We only see that we're dressing them up, but to get them to dress up, it's a lot, you know. Then this was there, and I was like, I've always been active on social media. I'm not seeing this as a career, and I had about 4,000-5,000 followers, which was quite good for someone
Instagram.
who, on Instagram. This in 2016-17. I was like, let me try, and you know, in styling, I've got contacts with the designers and their PR. Let me try using it to my benefit now. So त्यो गरेर I started, and that's when I did content creation in Bombay, which was going really well. I was growing, and I had dreams, I had ambitions and passion to grow to a certain level, and it was going really well. I started getting good project. I was financially stable. Finally, after being in Bombay for like 5 years, I had money that I didn't have to like struggle too much. So I was at a good point in my life, and I was like, now I'm not coming back, you know. But Nepal, I always wanted this connect with Nepal, jo most of the thing, because India, I was in India since bacha dekhne. So I always wanted that. I used to see Lemmy, Aditi Burathoki, all of them coming from Nepal to India, having that support from Nepal, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I wish I was also in Nepal, but I was like, too late. I'm 25. I need to, you know, this bhayera. Then COVID happened. I happened to be in Nepal. If I didn't happen to be in Nepal, I would have been in Bombay only. So by luck, by chance, I was in Nepal, and then I got stuck here. That's what I said, stuck. And then TikTok, I started doing TikTok because that's something I always wanted to do. And I was like, chalo, Nepal ma, there's nothing to do during lockdown. Family is there. From, you know, 1-bedroom apartment, I'm coming to Nepal where I have a house. And I would join family. I was like, fun. TikTok is the perfect time to start. And it took off, and then I was like, wow, I'll go back, Banda. And never ended up going back because everything was so good here. Everything worked out here.
I just wanted to ask a little bit about your school days, because boarding school. Was it an all-boys school?
Yeah, it was crazy.
How was the experience there?
I mean, it was fun to have so many boys around, but also really tough. You know, I think it's so important for kids to grow up with the opposite sex also, you know. There was a lot of boys. I did roughen up. I did toughen up. I think I'm very much more independent. I can handle things way more, you know. Tyo pani ramro thyo, but it was really tough. I think too many boys. It was just too much masculine energy. I needed a mix.
So त्यति बेला चाहिँ being in that school चाहिँ कसरी, did it shape you in any way, like values, values or personality पनि?
A lot of values, you know. There in Rajasthan also, there's a lot of values with your seniors, your juniors, respect. Rajasthan ma dhere padharo mare desh bhani huncha ke. So that was imbibed in me, and that worked out for me because Nepal ma pani dhere values huncha. You may not like your relatives, but you have to still wish them and be nice to them. So that those are certain things I understood, and also I was independent. I was alone, so I also have that independence of being able to say no. I don't want to respect them also. So त्यो पनि bhacha, but I think as a whole, right now I'm seeing a lot of negative things being in boarding school, but there were good things, a lot of learning experiences, which I wish I didn't learn when I was so young, you know.
Were you living in hostel, Loki?
Hostel. We had like this huge boarding school, which was about 400-500 acres. And that's where everyone used to live. And for 8 years I was there.
So Rajasthan, but how did you go to Mumbai? When did you go?
I've always been a crazy fan of Bollywood. That's something like I've been obsessed with. I don't know if I'm proud of it or not, because I could have watched more creative or more better content, like more nice art forms of movies. I always wanted to be a director. And I was a big Priyanka Chopra fan. I wanted to meet her. I wanted to live the Bollywood life. And Tyo Garera, I was like, Bombay. I want to do my college there. And Tyo Garera, I went there.
So what did you study Bombay, Mase?
Bombay, I wanted to study filmmaking, but my dad said do a more broader course because then you can decide after that for your masters, And that time I didn't agree with him, but it worked out for me because I did advertising, mass media.
Okay.
And during my school time, during my college days only, I got a internship with a film, Zanjeer Banni, as an AD. And that's when I realized, no, filmmaking is not for me. So I was like, thank God, because my second option after filmmaking is in the advertising, marketing field. I didn't know in what way, but it could go in any way.
Okay, it almost feels like you manifested the movie with Priyanka.
I did. I swear I manifested it because, and this was also, I don't know if nepotism or not, but my dad was like, Paru, I have a friend from my boarding school who's a director. He's doing a film. Do you want to just like intern and see how it is? I'm like, what film? No, no way can it be Priyanka Chopra's film. And by that time, I'd already met her a bunch of times.
Really?
I wanted to meet Priyanka Chopra. The second day of going to Bombay, I met Priyanka Chopra. When I want something, I just made sure it happened. But before that, I was already working towards it. Twitter ko time theo, this is around 2011-12. I used to keep tweeting till I harass her literally. And then she used to have a close fans call her rock stars. She used to keep PC rock stars, and I was like, I need to be her rock star. And she had only made like 6 people or 7 people. And I did whatever I could. I made a video, did whatever to impress her, and then I became a rock star. And I was like, Abo ma Bombay gaira ma bhetsu. And out of her will, I met her. I was like, I'm gonna meet her. I'm not gonna leave her apartment area till I meet her. And she wasn't there, so her team was like, no, today she's not there. Please go home. Tomorrow we will arrange a meeting, but don't let anyone know. Bhanera, I met her. So I was already meeting her, going for promotions. I was this fanboy in Bombay, the first year. Luckily, I grew up in 1 year, and I was like, okay. So yeah, manifestation has worked, I think, for me in many ways. You have to work towards it.
Yeah, true.
It works.
And how was the experience working in the set? You're a Bollywood movie girl.
So what I did was since I was still in college and it was an internship, so it wasn't very strict for me to go. So I only went when Priyanka Chopra days were there. I was like, I'm not going for anyone else. It was great to be around Priyanka Chopra, but set life was just not for me. It was too hectic. It's like you are away from, you're not even in an office, you're not even in your house, you are out on set. And trucks are once, I forget, vanity vans. You're living off that, and I'm a very homely person. I'm a Cancerian, so I love to be in my shell or be comforted, wherever I am. So tyama like this homely feel like 8 hours, 12 hours kaam karni. I was like, even if it's Priyanka Chopra, I cannot do it. That means this is not meant for me.
So the final product that we see, the movies, we have no idea. But how is the culture like?
It is tough. It is a lot of hours of working. You have to overwork. You have to be under the sun. You have to be, when it's cold, you have to be there at night. You have to be there odd hours. I was just like, yo magare banima, I'll be budo in like 5 years only. And I'm seeing people around who look older than they are. And I was like, no. I need to choose something that I'm more comfortable and I prefer.
So who was the director, movie go?
Apurva Lakya. He had done, what's that movie? Ganpat Chaldarula. I forgot that.
Something?
There was a very famous one, Mumbai something. I forget.
I forgot the movie.
Yeah. It was, you guys put it down in the comments. I forget.
So what did you learn, like movies or movie ma kaam garisake looking at the culture and everything, working firsthand, what did you learn from there?
I think I learned how to work in a team there because I was involved. I learned how to gel with the work culture in Bombay because I was still in college. I didn't have that but because I worked with this film and it was tough, and then we also traveled and it was fun, but I was like, this is one time and that's it. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to be an AD and have to 24 give that. So I learned, I think, management, work in groups, how people are, how hardworking they are. This I learned before I could step out to the real world after college. Okay, Bombay ma.
I think you chose such a the glitz and glam wala city. No, how fast paced is that city?
Too fast paced, but I don't mind it, because a person like me, I need to stay motivated. If a city isn't fast paced or things aren't fast paced, I lose interest, or I can just slack. I can slack behind. Kathmandu is very chill and relaxed. We have to make that effort ourselves. So many times I'm unmotivated. In Bombay, you cannot be unmotivated. If you want to survive there, you need to earn money and pay your bills. Parents weren't going to pay me after college. The college,
so you were sustaining apne income
no, college time they paid for the rent, and there's a very minimal amount of whatever pocket money. But I was like, okay, this is a good learning experience, to live in a budget, travel in a bus, eat vada pav. I mean, I died, but I was like, it's good. It's a learning experience. And I learned, to save money and be independent. The first time we were independent on pocket money. Boarding school, we are still like protected. But then after that, I had like a time period of 6 months. And after that, I only was like, now I need to pay my rent and get to work, because that's a way that you will be motivated and you will have to, because one, can live in their family can keep supporting you, and then when do you get out of that and stay motivated? So that's what I was like, get to work. And fashion field.
I mean, like you said, it's super competitive, motivated and how did you go out of your way to find clients, or did they approach you?
So I always wanted to work with Vogue, and that was a dream. And then my manifestation started, and then I was like there trying to look for things and look for contacts and look for people. And I don't know, one person was like, hey, are you by any chance would you like to intern for Vogue? I was like, what? This is after 3-4 months of like trying. I was like, no way. I'm like, yeah, this is what I've been looking for the last 3-4 months. And right place, right time, it worked out for me. And then after that, I was like, now I've got this opportunity by luck, by whatever. Now you need to make a mark. And then after that, then I continued doing styling. I worked with Vogue for 3 months, and then I was like, they were like, do you want to work for longer? I was like, no, I want to go out to the world. I want to start styling. I was just like, couldn't stay in one place.
Okay. So Vogue ma you were styling, nahi?
Yeah, Vogue ma I was in the fashion team, which included styling, which also included that was my only office job I've done in my life, and that's I think the only I could do, because it was fun. It was fashion. We would have to research about what are the latest trends. We have all the collection of the spring, summer, whatever, all the looks, international sabbe, folders are around, so all the looks. So we had to research and see what do you think is on trend, seeing all the pictures, is a certain color on trend, certain style. And then the seniors would give us a topic, and we would have to work on that and make content. So that was so much fun. I learned a lot of it was like fashion journalism types. And I was like, no, I want to get out of the office. I want to do styling. And then I assisted stylists for about 2-3 years.
So how did you get your own clients?
Own clients, 2.5 years I was assisting. I was fine, because styling. It's a lot of management, clothes like PR, returning it on time, altering the clothes, choosing one outfit out of the 10 outfits you've got in front of the actor will be chosen. They'll alter karni, then unalter them and return them in one piece. It was too much. So I was very happy assisting. I was like, I'm not ready to style yet. But one fine day, Manisha Koirala was returning to films. She was having a comeback in films, and she was looking for a stylist. And she came across me, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. My first personal style would be someone who is who has Nepal connect. That would be so special, Banera. That's what I did. And it was great. It was so lovely to work with her, because she has a great collection of shoes and bags herself. And, we would bring the clothes, and it was lovely styling her. And that was when I started. And then I had some friends who I had made, who I started styling. Did that for a few. And then I was like, ooh, Garocha. Like, I'm getting sleepless nights. It's not worth it. I mean, I used to go with bags and bags of clothes, and then run around in the rain, in the humid, in the malls where usually my friends are.
Is it just like the Devil Wears Prada?
It was like that. Oh. I've had some stylists, like one stylist who was like the devil in incarnation. It was the worst. And I just realized, what am I doing with my life? I just got very embarrassed. And maybe you don't need to, but for me, I was like, here I am, like, I don't know, here my friends are having lunch in that mall, shopping, and here I am with 3 bags heavier than me, struggling, and just running, and I was like, I need to be more comfortable. And I was like, even if I'm a stylist, to make the assistant do that, and I was just like, So I had to then slowly start thinking of other things. That's when social media, this content creation came into play.
I think a lot of people might, or might not remember your persona back in the day. It was style versatile. Could you like explain more on that? Was it a blog?
So it was
blog or something.
So it was a blog because by around then, every content creator, it was more like blogger. They won't call it influencer. Hadn't come yet, and content creator the na, blogger the, Instagram blogger or this. So to add value to your Instagram, you need to have a website because it looks more thing. And writing was something I always enjoyed doing in my own way. So I started a website. I don't know how I came up with the style versatile. It rhymed. Style versatile. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I realized my Instagram is getting more engagement than my website.
Okay.
So slowly
so
mero looks aru post karte ho, and the inspiration where it came from. I would shoot in, like, I grew up in Rajasthan, boarding school, so I used to go to Rajasthan, shoot in different places, mera sathiyo ko, and then I have a story, and just it was fun. I really enjoyed that. But if there's no engagement, what am I wasting my time for? I also worked with 1-2 like media houses, like Bollywood columnist Miss Malini Banni. So I did that for a few months. I had the knack to write, but then I was like, I'm not going to write about Bollywood people. They won't be friends with me. I was still a student then. So I just realized that I think the blogging industry is growing, and what's lacking is that not enough men. Many women are there. So I saw that gap, and I was like, let me take advantage of that. That's when I started, and it worked out well.
So blogging was your first venture into content creation, Manda?
Yeah.
Or did you do like YouTube? I think you uploaded a short movie.
Oh yeah. Is it? Yeah. So that is when I wanted to be a director.
Okay.
So I was in school. This is my class 12 project where I wanted to be a director, and that movie was then, and then after working in a film, I realized it's not my cup of tea, so I switched. Switch. I keep switching.
So let's go aligadi forward. You coming back to Nepal. So कहिले चाहिँ फर्किनु भयो तपाईं?
2020 March.
March
14th is my mother's 50th birthday then.
Okay.
And I came in on March 13th. And the COVID that thing was happening, but we didn't know what on earth this is going to be. Should we not have the party? No, people are like, what is it? Is it even anything? There's no cases. Done. And there I was home, and I was so excited to finally be able to come back home without feeling guilty of missing out in Bombay, because it was lockdown, the world was shut down, and I was just like grateful that I'm in Nepal. And then it was a time of like reconnecting with I used to come 2 times a year, so with my family and my close friends, I was very connected, and I knew Kathmandu, I wasn't, I never came with the intention to settle or anything, but that time I knew I'll be here for a bit. So, and TikTok was hot and happening. So it was fun. I had such a good bonding time with my family during COVID. It was a scary time, but till we all are safe in our houses, I was in peace.
So when did you decide? I think you already started posting 2019 May, I think. Last year.
London. I was in London. A course kari raha tha, and that's when I was like, let me try posting random stuff, because the time TikTok musically but a TikTok which meant that you don't have to only lip sync. You can make so I was like, and I've grown up wanted to be a director. Since I was this small, I've made all my friends, whichever movie I liked, I've made a short film on that. When growing up, my staff, my Didi Arulai, I used to dress them up and make them feel like heroines and make them dance in music videos and edit them. So that knack I always had. And that I was like, oh my God, this is for me. What am I doing? So I started in London and Nepal. It was perfect. I was like, it's more fun. Now people don't want to know what will they see my apartment in Bombay and me, our family and this. So Then it just took off.
So I think you got more active March mein jasta lage, I think.
Oh,
So March mein say law about and TikTok is getting popular. What did you think about like मैले चाहिँ यस्तो खालको post or raksu भनेर यस्तो खालको videos? Did you have anything in mind?
I didn't know. I posted anything. It was like trial and error. A lot of learning also to do and unlearning. I came as a what do I do? Trends with family. Then I had like ancestors portraits what's coming out. I was, oh my god, this is so exciting. Maybe this could also be, I tried.
A lot of people like seeing that, Nepal.
A lot of people like seeing that. There was also a lot of backlash, but and then after a point, I was like, I'm not like, why am I dwelling in the past? It's like there's focus on the past. There's so much to do now. So I made a lot of like different types of contents. And then whichever worked, I started doing more of that. Anitisto Garera, then I found my niches. Not niche, but like different niche. K works, K doesn't work. And I think that's how I push out content.
So if you had to categorize, like, मैले चाहिँ Parakram Rana ले चाहिँ के niche मा बनाउँछ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ what would you say those niches are?
So I could term it all into lifestyle, but I think like people like family content. TikTok, they like those dancing videos and like, there's some, I was like, great, I've grown up making these videos and now people are loving it. This is such a vibe. And then they like hearing me speak in Nepali. Day in my life, things like that. Fashion I used to do in Bombay. It's still something that guys don't understand. There's not many people for them. For women, yes. But for guys, it's still new and they're already comfortable in their own style. So I was like, I'll still do that, but it's not getting much engagement. So, and mainly these.
Skincare, right?
Skincare.
You also started posting like films and
like
your mother does as well.
So,
but inspiration I go for the skincare stuff.
For sure. It started, Shuruma, my TikToks was skincare because my mom column on Himalayan Times was a secret. And I was like, you're bored at home, what to do, see old things, just reconnect. I was, oh my god, let's make a TikTok video on your tips. People may want to see. They're also sitting at home and doing nothing. And with that skincare came. So it was fun. TikTok is very fun because there's so many things that can work. It's all about experimenting and venturing out and just trying different things.
So your mom is a huge part of your content.
Yes.
So
for sure.
How is your relationship like with her?
We're like best friends. So it's like, we're like buddies.
Yeah.
So it's good. We fight and we make up and we laugh and we share things that we not share with anyone, with each other. So it's like a friend,
Because you are well adored to the but your mom is like, everybody loves her. Like to see a sneak peek in your house, like natural habitat. I feel
people
like that also, people love that.
Yeah, and she doesn't realize it. She says, no, it's all you. I'm like, no, it's both of us. We are just helping each other.
Okay. So, you upload videos on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. In terms of content creation, how do you define your tinta platforms? What's the difference do you find?
So Instagram is more like looking nice, pretty, more curated. And it's fun because that's like your profile where, people can see thing. TikTok is fun. It's like everything, you can do anything and just have fun, be your childlike self or do whatever. I mean, I don't feel shy making TikToks. If I had to put that same TikToks in Reels, I would think 10 times. Oh no, it's a different audience. TikTok is, I think, creativity, a lot of creative stuff. Instagram is for pictures, it's fun. You can create fun pictures. Reels is also so much fun now, especially after TikTok is banned. YouTube is very personal. To build your brand, I think YouTube is very important because that's where people see the real you. Obviously, you have to show the parts you want to show. You can't show each and every part. But they get to know you more in a more personal level. So I think that is very important in YouTube to build. So I think I've like a nice balance between all. TikTok's gone now, but
do you think it'll come back?
I'm just like, I'm trying not to stress about it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, this is a break. Anyways, it's too much. 3 platforms. It's impossible. Like for me, I cannot. I need to have a team and I don't think I can pay a team. So I So I was like, okay, now maybe I can focus on my YouTube. So, I think it'll come back, it'll not. I'm just like, if I got so affected when TikTok was banned in India. Because that time I was still going back to India and my TikTok had grown, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like popular on TikTok. I want to go back to India, and like, so I was so affected, and I was eager for months and months. I would wait for news. But now when it's happening, I'm like, I shouldn't love a platform so much.
Yeah. Not be too much reliant on a
on
single
a thing.
platform.
I should then go to the next, because if you're creating good content on one platform, it can work out in others.
But still, don't you feel like TikTok since attention span so it was so easy to reach out to people organic way.
For sure.
Instagram I feel like there's a difference. Okay? Instagram YouTube it's more like subscribers or Insta TikTok even if you don't have followers, there's a high chance you can get viral. So to perspective I think
true. I think it's a great way to start your brand. That's you, me, we all have done that. It's a great way to start your brand. But with the India ko ban, I was like, it can be everywhere else. I was like, so I was making sure I'm being active on YouTube and Instagram and just growing everywhere, because I felt like, oh god, this was I don't know, I had this fear that TikTok is still going to get banned everywhere. People are too scared. The social media companies, everyone is too scared with the power that TikTok has. Which is really annoying. I wish it didn't have that Chinese name, because if it was American, who would have banned it? Never.
So once you started getting popular, TikTok, anywhere, in terms of like investments, I need to buy a camera, or do I need a mic? What did you start investing on?
So luckily, I had already bought a camera in India only for my vlogs. Which actually till now is also doing great. And I bought it second hand 5-6 years back, the Canon G7X2, and still working great. But I invested on an iPad to edit my videos on an iPad, because computer it hangs, it's slow, and it's thing. And I was like, oh my god, this iPad you can edit videos. So that's one thing I invested in recently. Then I bought a new vlogging camera also, the DJI. Pocket 3, but apart from that, this took like, look at you, you've invested on a mic, whole set and all. That's nice.
So investment I think a lot of young viewers and so you edit your videos yourself.
Oh, that was an investment my parents instilled in me when I was young.
Okay. So I just also wanted to talk about how does your creative process work? Do you rely on trends, or do you just like think, I'm feeling in this element?
So for me, it's like I feel productive. So I give like half an hour, 1 hour to think of an idea and shoot right after.
Okay.
Anything I do in life is very spontaneous.
I
don't plan things. There's a wedding happening, 1 hour before I'm like, there's a fashion show happening 1 hour before. I mean, I think that there are few options, but everything and most of the things I do is spontaneous, and that works out best for me. If I plan anything in advance, I have a certain set of expectations that I don't have control over, and it never turns out that way. And I've learned from the past, and so I'm very spontaneous with my way, but I'm also careful. It's not that, there's no clothes, now what to do. I need to know that I can manage. Content creation, then I'm looking at content, seeing what's going on, trying to get inspiration, some of my saved reels, if I can make my version of it. And then when I used to make those music videos and all, then if the song is good, then I would save that song and say I need to make a video on that. But when I'm making the video on the spot only, I would say, now let's do this, let's do that.
I think a lot of people don't realize this, but you're also trying to promote Nepali songs. Just because you were raised somewhere else, you're always trying to make videos Nepali, especially with your mom. But I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, they don't. And Yota Hindi Ganam, I put something which is not also
Yeah.
not me dancing on it. I wouldn't. They're like, oh no, why are you doing this? But I think Nepali songs also, Nepali people have always had the talent for music and from ages ago.
Yeah.
And these new songs, the commercial songs are amazing. It matches Bollywood level. And I'm like, ugh, why should I think of India when Nepal has such good songs? You know, I'm like ready to embrace anything that Nepal does if it's good.
So for the songs, the content you don't think, because like there's a lot of things, retakes involved.
Nothing, I think. On the spot, I'm like, okay, now this scene, these 4 seconds before we go to the next cut, what do we do? And then on the spot, I'm like this, and then my mother will give input, or my aunt, if she's doing it, they just give input. So like, okay, let's do this.
You don't have to convince them,
I have to convince them. So, I mean, I should be grateful because they do it.
Yeah.
But it is convincing. Yeah. When I have to vlog, my mom is just like, she just cannot, she has to be told that it's going to be done, you know. She'll be prepared and say, okay, I'm like, Mamu, just be yourself. She can't, you know, she's very proper that way. Yeah. And she's like, no, I need to be aware. I need to know that you're going to record me. And then I'll do it. But I'm like, Arey, but like other people, their family, they're sitting, they're eating. And I'm like, she's like, no. I need to, no way. So I'm like, okay. But at least they do it. My mother, who's most shy to dance, I made her dance in TikToks. And so I'm grateful for that.
So you do make curated videos, Bunny, but you also show a little not vulnerable, but like apno natural element.
Natural element.
So for you, I like kosto khalko videos, connect
the more natural ones. So sometimes I make curated where I'm like, okay, your topic ma cover garu, like some challenge or something. Some of them work, but most of them people like to just see me in my. I will think, okay, if I'm like this weekend is gonna be fun or there's more content, then I will vlog about it. It's also like when you're creating content, you end up learning and doing so many more things that you wouldn't have done.
True.
And that makes you say, is this really me? I'm like, no, but this is motivating myself to live my life, you know. Like I wouldn't go on an adventure if I wasn't vlogging, but because of the vlog, I went to the adventure. So I'm not lying to my audience, but my vlog is motivating me to do an action, you know. So it's fun and interesting.
So right now, are you doing content creation like full time? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one in this country who's doing content creation only.
Yeah, you've also called it your bread and butter.
Yeah.
In terms of like our content creator boy, you're having fun, but as your influence grows, money involved in it. Obviously, why would you promote something if there's not monetary things involved? But how does the process work? Like, what does Parakram think before doing something you're a brand
with the brand
or collaborations?
So the thing is, you know, people have to understand that like we are a brand, it's a business. People take it so seriously. There's so many people saying, why would you promote this brand? Why Pepsi has sugar? Why would you promote it? I'm like, you are sitting in your office, your company is ethical. Is it fully ethical? Do you think your boss is good? All those people are good. And how are they making money? By selling ideas and their brand, their story to people, right? That's how it works, business. People put a lot of ethics and morality into it. Yes, of course, you have to be careful. Like there's certain things I'll say, smoking, cigarettes, I will not promote.
Okay.
I don't want to because I believe it is very addictive, you know. And it's something I shouldn't do. But if there's something that I believe in, I will promote it. Nothing is perfect. You know, no brand, no business is perfect. If I have to find an organic, perfect, ethical place, there's zero in Nepal. Even made in Nepal, ethical ethical hunna. So if we are going to get to it, then let's get straight to all those points. You know? So I feel like if the thing for me is it's a brand, like, and I take it as a challenge. How can I make this campaign work? How can I make people watch me? And obviously for now, no brands have also come. I haven't had any brands which have said, no, I will not. Yes, some vape companies here, they have said, I said, no, I can't because I'm hooked to it. And I know the damages of it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to, promote that to other people and there are kids watching. smoking is injurious to health. They say drink responsibly. So like drinking, I don't think it's addictive. Yes, they are alcoholics, but drinking can be done responsibly. It's fun to do it at a party, at a gathering. Everyone does it, so that for me is still, I feel like, can be done. It's something I am authentic about, and I don't abuse it. I enjoy it once in a while. I need my drinks. People do think that I just party all the time. I wish my body could take it. I would have, but I can't. Actually, I drink, the next day I'm hungover for the next 2-3 days, and I'm like contemplating why I did it. The thing is, there's a lot of morality, ethics, and too much pressure on influencers, and I'm like, there are many other people you have to question first, and there are many other people with way more influence than influencers. Like if you see only influencers, they're actors who are way more popular. The politicians, they are the true influencers. Everyone has to do their bit in influencing the people they're surrounded by. Who gave us this topic? Who gave us this influencer? Thank you, but no.
Like I think my research for that, I saw you and I both don't like this word. Because it's like negative connotation.
Negative and a very generic term. It's like saying president.
Exactly.
We're not presidents.
There's like no specificity. Okay? For example, if you say Parakram is a lifestyle content creator, the Parakram like kasto khako videos banउँछ भनेर त्यहाँ clarity छ नि त. But influencer भएपछि त it can be anybody.
Everyone's an influencer. Why on earth are you giving us that title, which is, it's like saying you're giving someone saying you're a god because just it's a title by you, but it's a lot of responsibilities. Yes, everyone has that. Everyone who is popular, who has a following on social media, should influence people in the right way, or should be careful with what they're doing. But that doesn't make them an influencer, because an influencer then means you have to influence sometimes I'm not feeling good, sometimes I'm living my life, I can't speak on everything or stop doing what I do because I'm an influencer. There are people who are like, why do you smoke a vape? Like, don't you know people can influence? I'm like, I need to live my life. I'm in public, people will see it. Yes, maybe if there's a kid in front of me, I will not do it. But if I'm out in public in a restaurant, I need to also live my life till I'm not going on content and just being like, food, smoke, or drink, it's too much they put, and there's a lot of negative connotations, because I think like when you saw TikTok got banned, there's so many people who were supporting it. And that's because people are so bitter that so many people have done well. And there are people sitting and slogging, and I feel bad also, whatever. And they're seeing people like content creators who have worked hard, but for them it's like, wow, I would love to earn money, but some people have it really easy and become overnight successes. And I see what they're doing, but it's still like spewing hate. And it's like, you also come and do content creation. You do it or do something to make, we all have to find ways to elevate or uplift. And for me, I have been 2017, 18, 19, 20. I mean, for years and years, I've also been working and dreaming and to earn a living where I can be able to be comfortable. So, it wasn't that fast for me also, Bombay 3 years, I was growing there till Nepal happened, and then, so yeah, people are just...
I think one of the reasons मैले त्यो topic बारे नबोलेको पनि ban हुँदाखेरि until the paradigm period is I was just observing, and everybody, like I could see like मैले चाहिँ कोसँग कसलाई filter out गर्नुपर्छ भनेर के, because I could feel that they were actually happy because we don't have a platform anymore, more than the अरु कुरा भनौं न हैन.
It was too much. Even I was like, I'm not going to go around like crying, saying, it's bad. But I was like, okay, but we can still talk about it. And there are more important things than to crib about TikTok being banned. There's a war going on. People are dying. You can't be sitting and advocating. People are like, protest. I'm like, no, I won't protest. I will speak up about it. But like, there are other things that I can focus on. But still, it's just... it was scary. It was scary to see how people are so against TikTok, and just because everyone had a voice.
I think I wanted to advocate against it, but मैले चाहिँ Evaको देखेँ नि त interview, and the way she was targeted after that, especially like, why are you targeting this, I think 20-year-old त होला. Why are you putting her on the spot, first of all, मलाई त्यो चित्त नबुझेको चाहिँ she was invited to that show नि त हैन. अनि I think the राति नै थियो क्यारे उलाई invite गरेको, and like उसलाई स्पटमा राखेर उसलाई त्यस्तरी अट्याक गर्नुपर्ने त रिजनै थिएन जस्तो लाग्यो
and all men screaming, shouting, and she also, I like that she raised her voice and she spoke up, she didn't sit down, she screamed back. Sometimes things don't get conveyed the way you want to, and that must have happened and people misinterpreted it, but at least she went up straight up and started doing it. That morning only of Rishi Damalaka's show, me and Eva had this live show for TV ko naam Kantipur. Yeah, Kantipur. And Tisko Lagi, we were talking about TikTok and there could be a ban, and this one few hours after it got banned. So I was just like, oh my god, it's crazy. Proud of her to go out and speak up, that's what she believes in. And yeah, of course, if people don't agree with the statements, okay, but like people just trolling, making memes, and scary. Sometimes I can take it, sometimes I don't have a thick skin for it and I stay in my shell, but there you go.
So even when I started, पनि मलाई त थाहै थिएन के हुन्छ नि अब I knew हैन रिसर्च गरेर नै गएको थिएँ म this is like the most scary platform एकदमै टक्सिक नै थियो भन्नै पर्दा त हैन I think because of the anonymity मान्छेले जे भने पनि भयो हैन so in terms of that चाहिँ start गर्ने बेला initial days मा एकैचोटी attention आउँछ नि त obviously there are a lot of people who say that Parakram is doing so good हैन but the negativity पनि त आयो होला नि त so initial days मा चाहिँ how did you deal with that?
Oh my god, it used to really affect me because that time first it begins with like hate and also because of my sexuality people like to like target me on whatever qualities of mine, and it just hurts you, it affects you, and it's like, am I worth it, am I lovable? But then I saw so much support and love and I was like slowly as I need to get it off. In fact, even till now when the hate comes, I delete and I block. First what do I do? First I delete the I go to the profile, block, then I come back to the thing and delete quickly. So it somehow works that way, okay? Because if you block him, the comment was still there.
Hey, okay,
So there's a way one of the two I do. I restrict on Instagram and then I delete the comment, and just so that they can't ever. Because I don't want hate in my comments.
That's your space.
That's my space, and I don't want to hide it from people. Sometimes it may seem like there's so much love. I'm like, am I giving this perception that people are only loving me? There is a lot of hate, but I do not want that negativity or to even like encourage other people to be like, okay, he's doing this. So I just delete, or I give replies, or that's been me.
I feel like they thrive off of our reaction. Okay? हामीले reaction दियो भने the reaction दिदो रहेछ भनेर झनै हैन.
You have to find ways to thrive back from it, because the Arijit Singh video, I gave reactions. I hope they thrived off, because I thrived off it. Those comments have like more likes than the like I have like 3,000-4,000 likes.
More India than la kuch bhanne wala ki
Arijit Nepal. So it's like, if you're giving it back, give it back good. So they either delete their comment, or then they have something that people will give it back to them forever, or just delete and block. Instagram, because this option of restricting is really fun, because you can just restrict them, and
so they cannot comment.
They can see if they comment, it goes to your requests, and then you have to accept it separately. So they can keep seeing. Comment ma, so comment will come in your comment request answer.
It's nice actually.
Yeah, because it's crazy. And I'm like, that's great. Keep seeing my content and suffer because you can't raise your voice about it, I won't block you. I want you to keep seeing me do well and suffer and not have a voice. That's the best form of revenge.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to address your issue that happened in India recently. A very young influencer committing.
Oh yes.
I think that's a very sensitive topic to talk about. But from the very important part. So I mean, how can social media platforms create a space? I mean, you're a safer space for them, no? Because I mean, just a kid, afno creativity the channel So what was your reaction to people?
That was too sad, and also it hit very hard. Not only because I'm also from the community, it's because I had just had the Arijit Singh video. That Nepal Jani, and that had gone viral, and there were a lot of comments. I deleted hundreds and hundreds of comments, and it was so similar to what they were saying. Whereas I have a thick skin, and I was just disgusted by it. And the same time that had happened, and I was just like, oh my god, like this, like there are people who will go viral at the cost of only getting hate. You know, I have that safety net that other content people will like. This one content, my hate pirates. But for that person, it was just, I mean, it's just sad. And this happens. So many people in Nepal also, you know, they still ignore all the hate and they only get hate. They get a lot of views, but there are people only hating them. It's sad. It's bad. Honestly, I rack my head around it and I'm like, we've gone completely wrong somewhere, humanity, because it's not only India, it's not only Nepal, it's everywhere. There's so much hate. And even for social media, for how many people will they employ in their teams? There has to be a strategy. I think I have a feeling that they do not register Hindi or Nepalese abusive words. Nepal, they don't. In TikTok, they didn't. But in India, they have a whole team. They should. There should be some keywords that cannot be used at all. But when there's so many people filled with hate in a country like India, it's scary and tough to control them. Then you have to be like China, where you control such a big billions of people. But it's a democracy, which is great. But people are just crazy. It's like the hate that they have is I'm like, I cannot. I just block it out. It's sad, it's depressing, but it's scary.
I mean, even after the incident, you're a sad lago. People were saying things like, okay, timi chai aba public platform ma aayepachi you should be ready for the heat bhanera. I mean, why should we be ready for harassment and bullying?
For doing what? For just creating content. If it was okay, an opinion which is controversial or something, yes, but they were just like making a beauty content and looks, you know, and so much hate. People get so oppressed. It's like it scares me, and if I dig deep towards it, it will bother me. I don't think I'm at a phase where I can really fight or dig deep. Of course, I speak up about it, but like to a limit, you know. It's too much. It's too much. It's uncontrollable. The hate all around the world. What can we do? Sit and just. I don't know. I think it's out of our control. The government. I don't know. Who can we blame? It's humans. Like, where is their morals and ethics? And then they come to influencers to attack on us.
I think there's a big debate regarding if 18 manda taller they should be on social media or not.
I agree with that. Below 18, don't be, or at least below maybe 16.
Yeah.
You know, because there's too much easy access of social media and content, and you're a kid. You don't know what you're doing.
You're not well versed.
You're not well versed. You could make mistakes. Even if you don't make mistakes, you could still get a lot of hate. And as a kid, how can you deal with that? It's too much. And there needs to be proper social media training classes for people to grow ethics. There needs to be a whole chapter on the digital space and safety and.
Who do you think is more responsible? The parents or the schools?
Both. Both are responsible. Parents need to make sure the screens aren't given to them. I mean, if you have had children, you can't be like, I don't have time to breathe. What have you had children for? To take care of a whole child. If you have nannies, if you have the money to have a tutor or nanny 24/7 or someone who can take care, that's great. But otherwise, then don't have children. You have to give your full to your kids. You know, this is the main growing age. Once they're grown up, then you live your life. But you have made a decision to have kids. You need to give your full. You need to be strict with them. You need to train them to be the best version of themselves without putting pressure on them. But obviously, the morals, the ethics, the habits and manners need to be taught at that age. If you learn that at a young age is when it will be imbibed. You know, if you start doing yoga from a young age, if you start eating healthy from a young age, if you give people treats with healthy food, not to have that, you know, not show them screens, have other things to do. There's so many ways to go about it. It is not easy. Having kids is not easy. In, you know, today's time, it's even more tough. But, you know, if you are having kids, you cannot be selfish. It's a person's life that you could ruin or alter. Parents have the main thing because they make the decision which school to go to, you know. Most of the schools are businesses only. You need to have the right good school also. Know what your children want. know where they're good, train them. It's tough, but I mean, we can't even blame if there are people struggling to even make men's meat here. For them, they want to have a kid to grow up so they can take care of them. That's how it works. So mentality needs to change. I don't know. I think there's too many people in this world, uncontrollable, too much greed. What to do? It's like a game. We all have to play this game in this capital world or get out of it. Yeah.
So in terms of, I think your upbringing, Bunny, I felt like outsider perspective, actually, you've had a lot of support from your parents, Bunny. What do you think you want to say to those parents? They'll say, I think, have kids in the community, LGBTQIA.
I think definitely it's very important to get your parents and family support, because that's when you feel like you have the confidence to do whatever you can. If I didn't have my family's support, I wouldn't have had the confidence to do things alone. It's very difficult. People do it. And the thing is, if you don't accept your kids, they will find a family from the community and they will forget you. So when you're old and suffering, then the kids ain't gonna come back to you. They're gonna say, go to hell, because you didn't take care of, you threw me out, you didn't accept me. Because this is something that cannot be controlled. So it's not the child's fault, it's not the parents' fault, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we are in a marginalized community where we do suffer, we get hate, we get bullied. Of course, family will be worried. Why not? I mean, people are killing themselves. People are being killed. So much discrimination, bullying, hatred, trolling for being who you are. Parents will definitely be worried. No parents would want their child to be from the community. But now that they are, accept them and find ways to help them and support them, so that in your family, people can't say anything. It's when my parents put their foot down and said, okay, my child is gay, we support him fully. No one could say anything, not even my grandparents. I mean, they supported me, but maybe if my parents said no, my grandparents wouldn't have said yes. Parents said yes. That's when no one's talking, no one's gossip mattered, relatives gossiping, it didn't matter. They could gossip for a bit, but then after that, they see you for who you are, and if they're still bitter about it, bad luck, get out.
What about your friends?
Friends are supportive. I think we came in a generation where, I mean, in a boys' school, it was controversial topic, but no one said they won't support me or anything.
You had already come out at Villa.
Yeah, I came out right when I reached 2012, when I went to Bombay. I'd already told my parents before that.
How old were you, Titivela?
I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have that rebellious side to me. I was like, I have to. And if my family doesn't let me, I didn't say that to them. I was like, if they don't let me, then at least now I'm going to Mumbai. I'll live my life. I couldn't have done that. I wouldn't have had the guts. But, when you have your parents' support, then it's like nothing. Friends, your close friends will support you. Luckily, I was at a time also around 2012, 13, there were like people speaking up. People were more open. But, it was the support is very important.
How was your journey, Titivela? Journey no,
it was dramatic.
Dramatic finding yourself, your identity.
In an all-boys school where the principal would say homosexuality will get you expelled.
Really?
And I'm just like, and this is in class 11th, I'm hearing it, and I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? But by that time I was big enough to know that this is, I'd read up late, maybe class 9th or 10th is when I started reading up, which is so late now. And that time in boarding school, you didn't have resources also to even know. But, luckily I was practical. I have a very practical family. Liberal family, so I had that in me, and because of that I could also be like, okay, I'm gay, no one knows, no one needs to know. I can't say it when I'm in boarding school, but by myself there's so much I can learn what it is. So I was smart about it, that's why I tell people that, you don't have to come out just because you want to come out. You need to be sure of your safety, you need to be safe and secure. Sometimes you could be thrown out, and then where do you live, in the streets? No, be smart about it. Come out to your close friends who will support you. It'll make you feel better, and do everything at the right time. Be safe and secure about it. And there's so many people who never come out in their lives, and it's totally okay. It's their struggles that they have to deal with, you know, and they are still who they are. And, you know, I feel it requires a lot of courage in today's time still.
No.
Even in America or even in like more forward places, it's still a lot of courage to come out. In this part of the world, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You can be thrown out, you can be killed. People in India kill their family, not in South Asia, kill their family, kill their people if they come out. So be careful, be smart, go to people who, like, you know, who will support you, your friends, maybe your sibling. And then slowly do it with your thing.
Being a part of this community, an active member, are there any resources that you can suggest to people, young people, who are still struggling to find their identity? Anything that they can read upon?
So I would say a lot of international content, Harutsa. Google is the best answer. There is your Blue Diamond Society. If you go, they have a lot of like helpful resources, booklets about sexual and reproductive health, about the community, about your sexuality, your orientation, about help centers. So I think definitely first thing that should come into your mind is try to find a safe way to go to Blue Diamond Society and get guidance from there. Because I have seen it firsthand how people who have needed guidance, we have recommended Blue Diamond and they have benefited. Because there are other agencies. Blue Diamond also knows that they've been doing this for so many years. They can guide you, they can help you, they can give you a safe space to even live if you are thrown out of your house. So go to Blue Diamond Society. They have a library filled with resources. Go there, sit there. Just find a way to like go there safely and not have to explain where you are.
Yeah, I think that's really important, and I want to thank you for actually giving to information because I don't think young people it's so difficult to navigate through their own emotions. Family like convince family first I don't think they support
true. No, it's tough. I think the internet is a good place, and Blue Diamond Society will give you a more Nepali perspective, a more localized perspective, Nepali language masa. And I think people, I mean, hopefully with people from the queer community who are out, open, speaking up, it helps normalize. That's what we all are trying to do. You know, I don't have the IQ or the IQ yet to be able to advocate in a political level. There's so many people who are doing it, and I want them to keep doing it.
Do you wish to do that?
I would love to, but I need to learn Nepali. So the day I learn Nepali and I work towards that, then I would love to do it. But as a whole, I would, now that I have an influence, I would like to maybe raise their voices and show that they are doing good work, you know. Because I see that and I'm like, I do not have that much knowledge on the laws and the thing, you know. So it's good to see them do that. And then the other like people like me, I'm just trying to help normalize this and be like, what's the big deal? Get over it.
That's my next question actually. What I wanted to ask is, subway interviews, wherever you go, why is that the focal point?
And people are bored of that now. They don't want to see.
I mean, you are an amazing creator, creating videos for the audience to consume. And मान्छेले चाहिँ त्यही कुरामा फिक्सेट गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ do you ever get annoyed, or do you feel like, oh no, this is a big part of my personality, I should like really own up? I
don't get annoyed, but I'm like, people are bored of hearing me say the same thing. They want to see me say this. They've understood who I am. They know who I am. People who know me, they can find out very easily of my sexuality from the internet. So like now let's get to what I'm doing, which will also be speaking about the queer community in many different ways of the things that's happening. But let's just, I hope it normalizes it in any whatever.
I think when you do it, that's fine. Fine, but when other people
keep bringing
keep on bringing it up,
as a focal point.
I
just feel like they
diminishes your value as a person and a creator.
For sure.
So what do you want people to focus on more?
Focus on what I do, what I'm, my work, if there are any updates, just on my life. I mean, I keep showing it on social media. focus on maybe like you have a topic that we are covering, you know,
Yeah.
content
Oh,
creation. Now that is something I do. It's
Yeah.
work. So things like that more. We have, the thing is that I have already done so many LGBTQIA plus topics, so people can always go back and see it.
True.
And how much more can I say? I've said the same thing, my life, my journey, my this. So I can say it, but like people don't want to hear it 100 times, you know. So they need to be smart about it to call me and speak the same thing. No one wants to see it. You'll get 100 views. What's the point?
So in terms of like you are a full-time content creator, Nita, no, and relying on this for monetary benefits and like having fun, just like loving the part of content creation.
Fun, not shun. It is
everything.
work.
I know work nahi wo, but like you also have to have fun, I know that.
Yeah. But you know, when something like this becomes work, then you are like, okay, it's a responsibility. Okay. So it is also fun, but it is also like, oh my God, to be able to create content every day, every time. I cannot do that.
Yeah, that's work actually. So for people who want to get into full-time content creation, just like you, what do you think they need to do, especially in terms of like financial aspects?
As in financial aspect, as in like
as
how
in
to
like,
earn?
First, do you suggest going into like diving into it or having something side doing this as a side thing, basically?
So like even when I started my content creation in Bombay, I was still assisting as a stylist. And by the time Manisha and me we did this project, I was already doing content creation. I already launched my Style Versatile, but I was because that time content creation was new and I wasn't earning from it, so I had to still keep doing styling. So definitely, if you are really young, you are in college, you don't have to work. Start early. But if it's something you just wake up, you're like, I want to do content creation, don't leave everything behind, but do it as a side hustle till it becomes your main hustle. Because I think it takes time for money to come. The market isn't too big here. There isn't much budgets. So YouTube is a great way to earn money, organically. TikTok is gone. TikTok is a great way to grow, not necessarily to earn. But I think YouTube, if you make good videos, if you understand your market, and it's not tough, you can think of interesting topics and cover it. And I've seen people who've covered interesting topics and gotten big because they're relatable. You just have to be you. People in Nepal and anywhere, you should really appreciate being yourself and meaning well, positivity, meaning good, just spreading good vibes. Just have good vibes, be entertaining, be fun.
So when you're just starting out and then you start getting that traction, and brands will obviously reach out once you have a lot of eyeballs on you, and brands will approach person. So I think it's very difficult to first project because you don't know value set even like you don't even know how much you should charge. So this what do you want to say?
That is a tough question. How do you put a value? How do you realize? You have to start slow, but start less, I guess. But don't start too less. Give a price, because I don't know, if you have like say 5,000-6,000 followers, I don't know how much you should quote. But just know your value and know your worth and quote them accordingly. People here are too scared to give their price. They'll quote it really low and ruin the whole market. Because I'm like, you guys have an engagement of millions and you are charging like peanuts. It's crazy.
It's like type questions. Have you faced that?
I do face up, but then I'm also like, then great, then don't contact me, and that's when I'm very firm on that, and like that's where you have to create your own niche. You have to have your own. Your content has to stand out in your own way, where they'll be bored of working with that person for peanuts and say, now who next? Now we have to go to these people. I think the whole content creation market should understand there should be I feel like just making like a list saying, if you have these many followers, these many engagement, this is how much you should charge. Like people are undercharging. I'm like, you guys are crazy. In India, you would be paying 5 times more. The money that I get for a post, I used to charge this ICMA in India while I was growing. The same thing in NC, I've converted, I've downgraded NC, and that hasn't grown because because with that amount also people are like, he's high in the market. I'm like, really not. It is it's crazy, but I'm just like, yeah, you want to give if you like me for my work, then you have to pay me my price.
I think you've been able to set your niche.
That's because India, I understood how it works, because there was already like there, and I did it for 3 years, so I knew how it works. So I came here, and luckily my TikTok and everything blew up, and then the demand was created. So I was like, this is how it works from my end. Otherwise, bye. Like, you know.
So are you ever like, kunai brand someone say you want to work there, no, but they're not like they're complete like negotiate गर्ने ready छैन रे के, you know? So do you ever like become flexible to केसमा चाहिँ?
In the beginning, maybe, but then now, I mean, like, in India, Gucci, Louis Vuitton come to me. Yes, free, give me stuff to be associated with them. It elevates your brand. Okay. I think in Nepal, I've worked with a bunch of brands, and now it's purely work and just, you know, helping promote each other. Istuki brands, it's like a dream brand to work with. Yeah, this is, you know, but in the beginning, yes, I have agreed to some bigger brands for lesser prices. But that has also been long term. But with time, I said, bye. And like, by the end of it, we need to make our money also. And people just, I don't know, people will say, oh, paid ad. What? What do you mean paid ad? Do you do things for free? Do you sit in your office for free? Are you not getting a salary? Or are you going there to do free work? So it's just like people just haven't got the concept of paid promotions. Like, it triggers them. And that's why TikTok and all, they're so happy to see it banned. Like, they're like, it's triggering them. Like, why are they getting paid for promoting this?
Free stuff.
And it's like, these people have built a platform. That's what they're good in. It's not about being easy. It can be easy, but you have to be good also. No? Some people are really good, and for them, it could be easy. You know? Whole point is that you need to be good. You need to have the talent. You have to have the skill. People are not going to they won't just give people followers for the heck of it. Either they're entertained in a funny way and a negative way, but whatever, you have to have the skill.
So for anyone who's willing to start niche, a lifestyle, what advices would you want to give to that young creator?
I think lifestyle is a great field to be in for content creation. I think people love to see what you're doing at home, your family, culture. There's so many people from so many NRNs who are supporting us, you know, and their views are exactly 10 times more. They give 10 times more money than people who will watch from Nepal or India on YouTube. So show your life, show family. A country where the culture is dying because everyone is leaving Nepal and going abroad. And, you know, the future, where's the culture going to be after our grandparents, after our parents? Half of us are abroad. A place where the culture is dying, preserve it, put it in your vlogs, show. It can be the most simplest thing, but just to show the Nepali pun. People love to see it in the NRNs, people from abroad, they love to see it. I think use that to your advantage. They're also happy to help and support you by viewing your videos. Food is also great. People love seeing food. You know, by you don't get the same food, and it's so just be yourself, be true and authentic. Don't try to be too cool. That's one thing. I come to Nepal, I'm like, who am I being too cool for? Let's people appreciate being chill yourself, and I love that Nepal has given me that freedom. In Bombay, I had to be a certain way to be there and to be invited. Here, it's like, yes, I have the privilege already of having the impression that you're really cool, but like, I don't have to keep showing that I'm cool, because I'm seeing so many people support people who are being simple and chill, and they're appreciating them. And that's beautiful. That makes you grow in life as a person also. So take advantage of that. Nepal is one of the few countries which does that, you know. Many countries you have to be cool and really proper and things like that. And just stand true to yourself.
Yeah, I think you're one example of the authenticity is actually gonna connect to people in your natural element. I think you stand proud.
And that's because my audience let me do that. They appreciated being authentic. They wanted to see me be myself. I didn't have to put up an act of looking cooler. You know, we all are cool, but like we can also be like, we show our true self.
So I really enjoyed the talk. But say
That's
now, we're moving to another segment. It's not a
Okay.
segment; it's just a gift segment. So a lot of our sponsors have sent you gifts. Sabi Nepali brands, we're
Love
all
that.
for supporting Nepali brands.
Yes.
So let's bring out the first gift, ito.
Okay.
So the first gift is from our first sponsor, and that is Aesthetic Aura Skin and Hair Clinic.
Okay, love
It's
that.
located in Songkhamul. So they provide different skin or hair care related
Love that.
services. So they've sent you a voucher worth ₹5,000 for a
that's so
luxury Hydra facial.
Love that. Aesthetic Aura.
My Dr. Isha.
Nice.
Okay. So the next gift, there's a parade of gifts coming through.
Love that.
Okay. So the second gift
Ooh,
is
cute.
from Let's Organize. They make different products like planners, notebooks, calendars,
Nice.
So I think this is tailored for
Nice,
the new
nice.
year.
New year. Oh my God, I was going to say that. I need it. This year is all about journaling. It's really something I need to work on.
I think this one notebooks all and planners all.
Love it. Let's organize one year. Organize the girls.
Okay, so the third gift is from Chai Confectionery. So this is a chocolate brand made in Nepal. They make different products like jajis, roches, and I think bonbons, right? And chocolate bars. So
Nice.
they sent you.
How cute. Chai. I've never heard of this brand. Nice.
It's really good.
Oh?
Another gift is from, wait, not this one. Another gift is from...
Not this one.
But first of the So the next gift is from Your Palate. So Your Palate is a
Yummy
restaurant.
burgers.
Okay.
In Tamil.
No,
Do they have another thing? Tamil Mayo.
Tamil Mayo. So it's located in Tamil. And they specialize in burgers, fries, shakes,
I love that.
wings.
I hang out with my friends in Tamil, not to drink, just to chill in the day and catch up. And then,
You've already tried the products.
Yeah. I've tried it one hangover morning and it was really fulfilling.
So this is another voucher. This is my second one. So this is their sister company, Your Palate. It's called Sicily. So they specialize in pizzas, pastas.
Show me the branding.
Sicily.
Okay.
Pastas and other products of Your Palate.
Lovely. And you can't, sir. Where
so
is
you
this?
say Cloud Kitchen. No, they're available
nice.
for takeaway and
Love that.
Takeaway and delivery, basically.
Love.
And another voucher is from Cake Mart. So Cake Mart is an online cake store. They specialize in customized cakes for different events. So here's another voucher for you.
Thank you. Wow,
I
that's
think
a lot of gifts.
I think this is the last one.
Okay, great.
So the last one is from Jina Alchemy. Jina Alchemy is a skincare and aroma therapeutic products. Disney brand made in Nepal.
I love their
So
products.
they've sent you some products. You can check it.
Let's see. Have they given me the body butter? Yes! It's winter time. The body butter is amazing. You know how dry Kathmandu is? Oh my God, this is... Hitokonachik basera. It actually... Ooh!
Lip balm and their soap.
Their soap. Very interesting. I feel like I've tried the... No, I haven't tried this lip balm. I love lip balms. I'm addicted to lip balms. I keep buying lip balms and I have like 80 lip balms. I don't know what to do with it, but
another one for the collection.
Another one. Aru skincare, I keep gifting to my friends, whatever gifts I get. But this, I'm too greedy.
So thank you so much for the sponsors, providing the gifts. I think we need to support Nepali brands.
For sure.
And thank you so much, Parakram, for being here.
Thank you, Riya, for having me. Yes.
And being an inspiration to so many creators out there in your niche. I think your insights and advices were truly amazing.
Thank you. I'm excited to see all your episodes too now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.